If you like snakes, harpies, slime girls, spiders, mermaids, with the occasional, I forget the other person.
Spider.
Well, I said the spider already.
Whatever.
You're probably wondering, what is this? The next best fucking JRPG? No, it's an ecchi anime where everyone shows their tits to this guy.
Yay! Why did you make me watch this?
Because it's fun.
See what I'm dealing with, people? Okay.
What? It's one of the biggest animes of last season.
Isn't it still technically this season?
No, it's fall now.
Even though it just ended 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's fall now.
Okay, I'll go for it. Yeah, but here's my question. Was it big because people actually liked it, or just because people didn't know what to think of it, so they were just dumbfounded?
Both.
Okay.
Not to mention, it was already had a huge cult following in Japan.
Yeah, because of the manga. Okay, look, let's make something very clear here. If this is your fetish, if this is what you are into, and this is what gets you off, perfectly fine. That is 100% okay. Neither of us judge. Look at what we're doing, for crying out loud. So, however you want to live your life and what you do in the privacy of your own home is just fine, you know, as long as you do it respectfully. So, all that's okay. So, keep that in mind when I say, this was fucking weird. I understand that there are people who are into this and this show has an audience. I am not it!
But Snake Girl with giant tits.
Ew!
Spider Girl who's into bondage.
That was actually a clever idea, but ew!
Harpy Girl that's super cute but dumb.
That was okay. All joking set aside.
And is the lolly.
Yeah. This wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Oh yeah, the Centaur Girl. I'm dumb. I forgot about her.
Yeah. Let's take all of my sort of trepidations. I didn't want to watch this. You wanted me to watch this like a month ago, and I refused.
It's like Orelmo all over again.
Yeah, but look, and to be fair, Oremo, and everyone's going to be shocked about this, is the M. Night Shyamalan twist of this video. Oremo is a worse show than this. This is not the worst thing we've talked about.
Mm.
It's funny-ish. I don't know if it was very clunky. Did you feel that? And what I mean is, it just sort of felt like most of the jokes was either he's getting beaten up unintentionally by them, or something pervy. But then it would feel like
or him defending them.
Yeah. But then it would feel like they try and shoehorn in all this other stuff that I'm not really sure where I was trying to go with. Like, there's a lot of political babble in this. Do you notice that? There's a lot about this human creature relations bill, and then everything with the Mon Squad, and a lot of stuff that might look like they want to go into the characters' backstories, but they don't. And it was all just sort of shoehorned in these really random spots, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, who is this for? I still don't understand who is this show for, besides the people with the fetish. Because it's like, all the humor is that very generic, dumb, ecchi, childish stuff.
Well, you know.
But then we throw in all this political stuff, and I think it's trying to have some sort of heart to it with the way he treats the girls and all that. But when everything has to relate back to tit jokes, I just think it all sort of gets wasted.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you take a very good thing it tried to do, I don't know if it really worked, was that time Centaura, oh yeah, and real creative with the names there, Japan, was trying to get him out of a situation, and he's riding on her back, and he's like, I hate it when the people judge and take pictures of me, but then while he's saying all this, her boobs are jiggling like a freaking watermelons. I'm like, okay, am I supposed to take this seriously? Is it supposed to be totally out there funny? Like, I never really knew if the show had any idea what it was trying to do. And I think that was a big problem.
I was pretty sure, like, the show knew what it was doing. I mean, it's supposed to be an ecchi slice of life harem fantasy. And it's like, yeah, there are a bunch of, like, things thrown in kind of randomly. But, like, they did, like, it was more, like, I don't know what you're complaining about. Yeah, they shoehorned in a bunch of, like, you know, policies and, like, stuff like that with, like, the laws and stuff like that. But at the same time, it wasn't. It was just giving you a little backstory of like how this came to happen.
Yeah, but I didn't really think the backstory added anything to it. I just thought it was all there. Like, you take episode 1, it's like you can't fornicate with any of them. You can't fall in love with any of them for whatever reason. And then it's like episode 3, oh, we want you to marry one of them.
Well, because like it's fucking Smith, and she does whatever the fuck she wants. And she was like, okay, so what you're gonna do is, since you have a snake girl that wants your dick, you have a harpy girl that's too dumb but still kind of wants your dick, you have a horse girl that's too proud to admit she wants your dick, and it's like, okay, just go on a date with all of them, and just we're gonna see if this can actually work. Because, like, she also wants Smith pretty much just wanted to, like, see, okay, so this is happening, okay, so let's see if we can get them to pass a law that says you can fuck them. Okay, let's go for this. Okay, sure, let's go. So
I feel like all of that would have worked better maybe if this was just a generic roommate comedy. Like, here's this guy, and the other boarders in his house are just these monster girls. I think when you add all that extra stuff to it, especially in something that wants to go for this sort of humor, like, it's the same sort of problem with Sekirei and Heaven's Lost Property, is that 95% of your show is just booby jokes, but then the other 5% you have this very complicated, very insane, sometimes very dark plot going on that never really gets any time to it, and then they just sort of keep wanting another season. And I thought with this you would completely erase that problem because it's a slice of life comedy, but then once again you're like, wait, the politics matter? Wait, how have they been able to go this long without some sort of like fornication going on between human and monsters? Like, all of this, I thought, just sort of makes it really confusing, and I wouldn't have a problem with it if the show just didn't constantly make a big deal out of it. Like, again, if it was just, here's this guy, he's got no personality, he barely even has eyes half the time, and if he was just living with these women, it would have been fine. Like, you take Rail Wars, for example. That is technically an ecchi. But I think the reason both of us were able to like it was that it still put the plot first and the nudity second. Like, you can't argue that whether you like the plot to Rail Wars or not, that's what's most important about it. I can't say that with this. Or the other two ecchis. This is our 4th ecchi review, you know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I don't know. For me, I think it was just really clunky. And I felt that for a show that was about sort of like this really risque, sort of really pervy, out there sexual topic, I thought it was played really safe. Most like, because all the ecchi jokes are those same generic ecchi jokes, like, haha, she's got big titties.
But they kept all the good stuff for the Blu-ray release.
Oh, God. I always have this moment when things like this get popular, because I wonder if shows like this, it's sort of like, when we talked about Denmanchi, or, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, where 50% of why it's popular are the people who just hate it and are just hate watching it. Because with that anime, people took one look at Hestia and decided if they liked the show or not. And I think that kind of happened here. Because I'm reading some of the reviews online after I finished the show a few days ago, and I'm like, okay, no, I don't like this, but I think some people are kind of going a bit too far. Like, one review guy said that, this was, I forget the site, he just goes, this is the death of intelligence in anime. I'm like, no. If that was actually possible to just kill off an entire country's TV intelligence in one shot, it would have happened years ago. Like, there are clever scenes in this. Mm-hmm. But, like, one thing I hated Sue's design, just because the idea of a sexy slime girl to me is gross. Uh-huh. As far as characters went, I thought she was the most just on her own likable. Mm-hmm. Like, all the gags with her that weren't sexual, and there's shockingly a lot, were funny. Like, when that guy sneaks into the house just to get rich off their stuff, and Sue is able to just, like, put her head on him and just read his thoughts, I'm like, that was funny because I didn't see it coming. But it makes sense with the confines of that character. Mm-hmm. Like, I liked it when she didn't talk. I don't understand why she starts talking in the last episode. Is it like, could she never talk, or...